Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Jeff. Mark brought over a Mercedes-Benz 2004 CLK 500 with low mileage, I believe.
46,000.
Wow, that's pretty low. Customer has issues with hydraulic top leaking fluid, so we're going to try to access those today and change them out and send them out to get
hydraulics, most likely,
to get repaired. So that's what we're going to start doing, and we'll hopefully show you the steps on how to do that. So stay tuned and we'll get started. So the first thing we're going to have to do is retract the top, and fluid's kind of low, so we're hoping it still works. We may have to service it first, but we're going to go ahead and try to retract it so we can get access to the items. Like I said earlier, the fluid was low, so we're going to service it, and this is where you service it. So it should be in between the two lines here. He says a 13 millimeter cap, so we're going to go ahead and put a little fluid in there and then try to lower the top. All right, so we've got our fluid in there. As you can see, it's up by the minimums here, so hopefully that's enough to get this top to actuate. So we're going to go ahead and shut this trunk and see if we can get it to work again.
Let's start it up.
All right. You may have to go, can you go to close first and then try to open it? All right, so we had to retract the top manually. We could not get the pump to actuate or retract the top for some reason. Either it has air in the system. So we're going to go ahead and proceed on and take the interior panels out and remove the actuator so we can send them out to get repaired. But it's been leaking oil, so we believe the one actuator on the driver's side is the issue, and that's probably causing it from failing to open or retract the top. So like I said, we're going to take this interior apart and proceed on. All right, so what we're doing now is we're removing the lower portion of the seat here. He's got the one removed. You got to remove these covers first. You stick something in here, just pop them off, and then there'll be a bolt. As you can see over here, they're number 13s. They're laying on the ground right there. So that's what holds it on. So pop the covers off, and then kind of like get underneath there.
Okay, get underneath. Working.
All right, so there you are. The one's off. The other one will come off the same way, and then it exposes the 13 millimeter nut there, and then remove those, and the bottom seat should come out. So let me see here. Let me just see if I can get this other one off here. There it is. Kind of pull it out, wiggle it around. There it is. All right. So we're going to take this. That should come out, and then this should slide right out. All right. All right. So we're taking the seatbelt extenders, or however you want to call those. And there's a little release on the bottom. So basically just pull those out, and then there should be a release on the bottom.
That's what they're telling me. Let's see, maybe on
All right, so what you do is
right on the edge.
you'll take this, it'll be on here kind of like that, and then you're going to push on the back portion of the slot. And then when you push on that, it'll push up on this. And then it's a little bit of an effort to do that. So pop that up and then it should slide forward. We'll do it again on the other side. We'll show you. All right, so he's pulling that out. And then you're going to get underneath there.
Towards the back
Towards
side.
the back side.
There it is, I think. Well, you hold that, Jeff?
Yeah, let me,
So I can pull on it.
yeah. Maybe push in on it first. It's going to take a little bit of an effort to do that.
Yeah, it's pulled, the whole thing's pulling out. See, the whole thing's coming.
So it came off also. Like I said, you're going to push on the back side here. You might have to push in a little bit and then pull it back out.
Yeah, this
while
whole
you're
thing
doing it.
move, you have to hold this really,
Yeah.
because it wants to keep pulling out.
So we're going to push those back in, and then we're going to go ahead and take this side panel off. You have to take this off, I believe.
Yep.
And then
You get it pulled.
here, Mark, it's right here.
There it is. That's it.
All right,
Just
and then
pull it
and there's a screw inside there, as you can see. We'll take that out. There you are. All right, so these are 10s. Okay, one here, one over here on that Mark's working on, and there's one on in the back right there, and one on the other side. And then this has a connector right here, so we're going to take that off too.
This got a Bose system. I guess that's what that's for.
Yes.
Come here. Come on. No. There it is. Got him. Try to come out. There it is. You put that on.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and take that fastener out in the corner here. It's a T27 Torx. So that fits in there. We're going to take these out on both panels. And then, all right, we have both these screws out on both sides. And then I think we're going to have to go to the front here and remove this seal. And there might have to remove this plate here. We'll take a look at it. All right, so the next thing you just want, this kind of tucks underneath here. Mark's pulling out, you can just pull that out, just like that.
Yeah, there's clips on here. That thing's ready to go.
And then the clips here, you just pull out on this.
Clips there. And this one, this panel, this inside panel.
All right, you see that? He's just pulling on it. I think you have to pull up, maybe after you pull it out.
I have to get this other clip out first. There we go.
All right, that's how you take that off. Same thing on this side. It's hard to do this. I'll have Mark finish that off.
There it is.
All right, so that's how you remove that. And it looks like there's a couple fasteners that hold this sidewall. There's one right here. So we'll remove that. There's one right here. So one of the next steps you need to do is you need to remove this bezel here. This is it right here. Get your little tool like the one I have here, and you can get behind this and pry this out. And then that exposes two other screws in there on the side. If you really see, this light's not all that bright, but there is a screw over here and there's one right here. Those are also a Torx.
Yeah. I have it. You want to use the gun or you want to use this?
What size is that?
T20, I think it is.
Let me try this. A T20.
See if that works. That fit?
Yeah, it is it.
That's it.
So then we'll take these off, and then that should loosen that up. All right, so he's removing those 2 screws like I said on the other side. Same on the passenger side. They're on the side.
See that?
So we've removed the screws there. You may want to use a magnet, something similar like this, a small one, and capture those screws after they're loose in there so they don't fall down. So yeah, just grab, the screws are already removed. So I'm just trying to show you where to go. But anyway, we're going to go on here and then see what goes on next. All right, we're going to have to raise this top manually, or this back portion again. So I don't know if anybody has ever done this, but you get these straps here. These are supplied by Mercedes. They should come in your car. Hopefully you have them, because it's going to take a lot of force to open these up. And then you want to release this piece here. It should be back towards me further, like that. So you want to flip those both forward on both sides. All right. And then have the strap all the way around on the lowest portion that you can get it. So you want to put it all the way down. Okay. You'll have like 3 arms. You'll have these 2 here and the one in the center. You want it below all of them. So you want it down, push it down all the way, and then you're going to loop this thing around on itself, and then you're going to force this loop up here. Okay, so when you close this trunk, you want to be exposed. So do both sides like this. Like I said, lowest portion, lowest point, and then we're going to close this. And like I said, you got to have these levers forward. We're going to close this. All right, and we're going to pull both these at the same time. That's like I said, it takes a lot of effort to break that over. I'm going to have to put the camera down because I cannot do that while we're holding this. So we were able to pop those with these straps. It takes quite a bit of effort, I'm telling you. And then you kind of got to slide it back and then lift this up. Don't grab right here. Don't grab on these. Grab on the actual top. And then it's going to take some effort to lift that up. And then once you get this up, we're going to pop this panel off here. And this has like these little fasteners in here. Just pop the heads back, and it should release this panel once you get those all out of there. All right, so this is what the fastener looks like once it's removed. And like I said, the centers might pull out, but you can stick them back in there. So there'll be 6 of these back here, and then see this panel is almost loose. Mark's still working on a couple on his side. But as soon as he gets those done, this should be able to remove this. All right, so what you got to do now is take these 2 bolts out here on the bottom of the seat. They're 13s. There's one here, one right here. Same on the other side. We've already removed that. And then you got to take this bracket out, kind of like that. Pull it out, and then this should be somewhat loose now. All right, we may have to go on top here. I think it's still attached on top.
Yeah, there's something attached. I gotta figure it out.
So let us figure that out, and then we'll have that removed. So the next thing you do is you just lift this seat up. Your seat belts may be holding you back, so make sure they got some slack in it. And then just take this whole seat assembly and lift up, and it'll raise it off these pegs here. All right, and then you can just kind of lean it forward. So we're going to put this up, pull this out.
Oh, take your seat out. Take your seat out. Slack. I have no slack in mine. Like I said.
All right, so we're going to pull the slack in there. And then
all the way up to the...
and then we're going to move it forward. I got to put this down. All right, now that we've got the seat loose, Mark's taking the side panel off. There's 2 screws that were hidden underneath the seat cushion. Same on this side. There we are. And then hopefully this panel will release. And then you have to watch out for your switch there for your window. So don't pull it too hard before you take that panel out. All right, so you're going to want to release that seat belt bracket down on the floorboard. It's got a T45 because that panel sits behind it. So release that on both sides. See how that is? It sits there like that. And the same thing on this side because this panel sits behind it. So you're going to want to take this off too. And that may help us later on anyway because the seat belt, if we need to take this panel off, we're going to have to pull this out and get the seat belt and feed it through there. But we're going to see what happens here. So all you want to do then is kind of pull out forward and up on that. I mean, I'll have Mark do it on this other side, demonstrate it again.
Floor here. That's just our this one first.
So you want to pop out that bottom corner and then kind of pull forward after you get that popped out and then up at the same time. And then just like I said, watch your cable there for the switch once you get it out.
It's loose. What's that back there? So it went forward.
And then up.
Yeah, that's it.
So then there, now you just got to look for your connector.
It's pretty simple.
All right, that's it.
Let me get this connector here, but we're going to get
So here's your connector on this side right here, and fits on a switch, which is about right here. So kind of move this stuff around. Well, that's retracting.
It's all right.
So anyway, that gives us more access to where we need to be. And then we'll see where we're at here. I'm going to go ahead and remove this whole back seat assembly. We're going to take the seat belt loose. So all you want to do is go down the bottom here at the T45, loosen it, and it should be able to feed it through here. And then this whole back assembly should come out. You can see Mark just did it on that side, and then we'll do it on this side, and then we'll get this out of our way at least. You can see we have the back seat removed. The side covers we still have sitting right here for right now. We may take those out, see how much room that we have. But right now we're going to leave them. But you can see the seat belt here, it's retracted now. So we're just going to let those sit there and try to get these actuators out. We're going to go ahead, the next thing we're going to do is remove these airbags. It has a screw here and two on the bottom and a connector. We're going to go ahead and be safe and disconnect the battery. So we're going to go up front, disconnect the battery, and before we proceed on. That's a 10, Mark. The 10's over there.
Where's over there?
So yeah, there's the battery. Remove the cover. We're going to take the one terminal off and then proceed on with removing the airbags.
I heard you. It sounded like sitting to ruin the airbag.
No. All right, we've got the terminal removed. So we're going to go back and, like I said, remove these.
Yeah, looks like 1, 2, 3, probably 4 in there somewhere. I don't know. I'll have to see.
All right. And like I said, the connector's on the bottom.
I'll take a good look.
So what you're going to want to do is you're going to take this off. You're going to take it off here, slide this off. The belt buckle should feed through here, and then it's retracted back to here. All right? So you can see here, Mark's doing it right now. He's got the belt buckle. He's got to feed it through there. It takes a little bit of an effort, but you can do it. You kind of go at an angle. It should fit through there. There, he did it. And then there you are. It's released. All right, so your panel's free now. All right, so now it gives you a lot more access. It's easier to get in and out without fumbling around with those panels. Like I said, the next thing is we're going to remove these and remove the connector at the bottom.
Say it's a safety of some sort, right?
Yeah.
It's one of these.
All right, so this is, you just want to push in the center here, the orange piece, like that. It pulls down, and then the connector comes down. That's it.
Stay there. And I'll get I think we have to take that one off. I think there's these two here, because this whole bracket needs to come off.
Yeah, the whole bracket. There's two here need to come out now. This bracket up here, it says something about 4, but we're not sure. We're just going to try those 3 and see what happens.
There's a 4th one right there.
Okay. Oh, there is a 4th one in the back here. Right there. So we're going to take those 4 out. Don't puncture this, it says. So be careful. Try not to mess with that. And then we're going to remove these. All right? All right, so he's getting the one in the back now. Yeah, make sure it's in reverse.
A little longer. These two.
And 2 on the bottom now. And then the one on the top. All right, that's it. So it's loose. So the other side, on the driver's side, is going to be the same way. We're going to go ahead and take it off. Like I said, both airbags removed. You see the bottom of one actuator here. The other one's right here. So those are 2 here. And then same on the other side. And there's one, and here's the other one. So we're going to have to see how we're going to get those out of here. Just noticed something here. We've got a little bit of moisture here. This is looks like it's been leaking. That's where our fluid's been going. You can see like the bottom of this actuator here is all wet. So hopefully that's our culprit, why the top's not working. And get this all taken care of here. We'll, like I said, get those removed. But yeah, that's just definitely where it's leaking, because this is saturated here with oil. You can see all over my fingers. The other side, it may be leaking too. Yeah, I see a little bit of oil on my fingers there. Up further, like right in there.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay, so it's just
it's just that side.
the driver's side here.
We're going to replace all of them.
So we're going to remove all 4. Well, next thing you want to do is remove these clips here. Here's one here and one on the back side here. And you might want to take like an awl or something, maybe a 9-degree, get in there and pop those off. And they slide. So I'll slide one back, kind of back on. And then there'll be like a lip here. See this lip right here on this? You want to pull that up and then pull the whole thing back. And then that'll pop that off. All right? Do the same on the other side. If I can do this again. This. Like that. And slide it out.
I can't get a good view on it.
Yeah.
Don't bothering you. There we go. Now.
Get my all stuck in it. Basically, you want to pop this up.
There you go.
And there it is. Here, I got it.
Yeah.
manually close the top, as you can see here. And then we lifted the back piece up here. Now it exposes the cylinders here. See the one here? It's got a little clip. So you pop it up.
God, do it. You want to do it?
Yeah.
It pops that way.
Okay, so that should rotate it up, and it should release it.
Yep.
And then there's another actuator, which is like, I believe right here, and it has the same kind of clip
As the other one.
as the other side. So we can release that. That pin should pop out that way. This pin should pop out this way. And then the pins on the bottom, we should be able to remove those too.
Yep.
So we're going to go ahead and take those out right now, all right? It should be the same on the other side. Here is a clip again, just like the other ones. Went on there like this, pop it off. Like you said, use it all. This one here, this should slide this way. This pin here should slide this way. And that cylinder should be free. And should be able to remove them. And then we'll have to remove the hydraulic lines after that. Just be careful when you're moving them. Try not to kink your lines here or bend them because they're fragile. All right? And then we'll work on getting those loose.
I got the one pin out.
All right, so let's go look at the other side. Mark already has it out.
Here's what the top pin looks like. All right, like that. It's one of those.
All right.
Put it this way.
That's the inboard one, and then the outboard is just a regular pin, just like this. All right.
That's where the gold clip goes on the end of that.
All right. So he's got those removed. As you can see, the cylinder's right here. It's free. Like I said, don't pull on it too much because your lines, we need to disconnect the lines. You get the other cylinder loose there?
No, I don't got it out yet. I can still take that pin out.
Okay. All right, so I've got these pins removed here. I'm kind of holding my head up here so this thing doesn't fall down. So this was removed from here, and I pull the bottom pin out from here on this cylinder. I'm just leaving it here. And then this other bolt, or I pulled from here this way, and then this arm, this actuator falls down, and then this arm's going to come loose. There's like an arm right here. This swings down. All right, that's part of that whole assembly there. So that comes down.
Take the big pin out of there.
Yeah, the big pin on the other actuator is still installed.
Yeah, I got this one. I'm taking that actuator out now.
Yeah, but all these pins in the back here on the aft portion are disconnected. All right, so this is all loose now. All right, so you may want to hold this top because I'm not sure if it's going to fall. So try not to get your fingers pinching there. All right, let me go ahead on the front side. And remove this pin here. There it is. That actuator should be loose. Same way on that side. You can see he's removing the pin. And there it is. That actuator should be free to move.
It is.
All right. So we're going to go on the other side and see about taking the lines off. All right. Big actuator. You might see like a white clamp here. Just kind of pry on the end here. It's got like a little tang. You just pop it down, and it kind of holds these lines in position. So you fold that open, and then we'll see if we can pull this out a little bit further. A little bit. Yeah, okay, so we got it out like this now. So you can see how it sits in these grooves. And then we'll have to see about pulling the lines off here. We'll have to probably cut these tie wraps here next and see what happens. So on this big actuator here on the outboard side, we've got this flipped around. The cylinder piston is going aft. This is going toward the back of the car. I cut the one tie wrap here. There's another one here I'm going to cut. And these are numbered. This is the number 14 here, which goes forward. And it looks like 13 goes aft. 14 forward, 13 aft. All right. So we're going to cut this other one here. Right here. Try not to, make sure you don't cut the line. Just the tire out. So I cut that. Take that loose. So now these lines are kind of like, I pull this out a little further. And then,
Yeah, that whole thing slides.
all right. So we'll have to figure out how this comes off. I believe these brackets may slide.
I think that's what happens.
All right. We'll let you know. All right. So we've got the smaller inboard actuator. You see it's pointing aft also. And it's got a tie wrap there that I'm going to have to cut. And it's got numbers also on the wires or on the hydraulic lines. So it looks like the tube that is going aft is 23. And then the other one, I cannot see it, 24. So 24 towards the front, 23 aft. So I'm going to have to cut that loose. Like I said, don't cut your line. All right. See if I can get this in here and do this all at one time here. Might have to put this down. All right, so we've got that tie wrap cut off there, as you can see. Now we're going to see about getting these released. All right. All right, so what you want to do here is take this little piece here, and there's a little eyelet there. Try to catch it. Slide it aft. You can see how it's got a slot. You want to slide it on the slot side away from the line. So once you slide it away from the line, it should release the line. So, like I said, I kind of shoved it back in there like there. There it is. And the line should come loose now. And you're going to do the same thing on all four. The two on this one and the two on the other actuator. All right. All right, so we're on the driver's side now. Mark's working on the passenger side, still trying to get the rest of that stuff loose. Same thing here. He's got them all loose somewhat. We'll have to cut these tie wraps loose. And that, it looks like here we've got, let's see here. All right, so the driver's side actuator, the larger one, the outboard one, has 3 lines on it, whereas the passenger only had 2. So on your lines here, the most forward one that's going towards the driver is 12. And the 2 lines in the back, okay, they're staggered. One line's in front of the other. So I'm trying to figure out these line numbers here. So it looks like line number 15 is in the forward position. So the forward hole towards the driver, but in the aft position, is line 15. And then the line in the aft position towards the trunk is line, it's probably going to be 11. I'm assuming that's going to be 11. So that's what it looks like to me. 11. So we're going to slide those keepers and get those out of there. All right, so we've got the other actuator, the outboard. This is the inboard. 21 is in the aft position, and 22 is in the forward position. 22 goes towards the drivers. 21 goes towards the bumper.
21 or 12?
It's 21 and 22. So I've cut the tie wrap off, and then now we're going to have to just slide the keepers off, and hopefully it just gets out of here, and we'll be done. All right, so we've got all the lines, actuators removed. So they kind of like hold themselves. You kind of can see where they go. So I wouldn't fiddle around with them too much, so then that'll make it easier going back together. We said these 3 go on the one actuator. And then that's on the outboard. These 2 are on the inboard. So we'll leave those like they are. Same on the other side. We may remove the front actuator. Not sure yet. But we're definitely sending these 4 out. So we're going to go ahead and see what's going on. So we put the top, retracted the top manually back into the hole here. We may take this piece of trim off, which is 4 screws, and then see what's underneath this cover. I believe the other actuator is underneath here. So we're going to go ahead and do that at this time. Just took the 4 screws out. It snaps in also, popped it up. It exposes this other cylinder right here. And then we're going to go ahead and see about getting it in and out. You can see the lines coming in through here. So kind of looks like you got a couple brackets here. You might take this off, rotate this up to get access to that cylinder.
Good.
So we're going to see here. We've decided not to mess with this actuator at this time because we don't see any leakage. So there's no sense of messing with it. It's easy to get to if we need to later on. So we're going to keep this in here. We're probably going to throw that panel back on. We'll probably leave it off for testing purposes at this point. But we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you the cylinders removed. And so here's the cylinders we've got removed. These are 2 that are on the passenger side. The bigger ones, I believe, will go on the outboard side. So you notice here, these are the passenger. This only has 2 hookups here. This has 3. This is the driver's side. So pay attention to that when you're going back in. So this is 3 here. And then these look similar here. On the smaller ones look similar. So anyway, other than that, we're going to keep our clips too. We're not going to send those out because a lot of times you send stuff out like that, they may not return. So we're going to hold on to those, but send the rest of these 4 units out and see what happens. At this point, I believe we're just going to conclude this video, and then we'll shoot another video for the installation of all this stuff. But we're just going to leave the car here and send your actuators out and see what happens, and hopefully they'll come back in a reasonable amount of time, fully rebuilt and serviceable, and then we'll show you how to reinstall everything. So at this point, we're completing this video, and like I said, thanks for watching, and continue to watch our stuff, and then you'll see our video for the installation of this and some upcoming videos. Catch you next time.